Another way to just pair alongside the Wukong with the AoE CC, but Dplus Kia look at that entire composition and say, you know what, Amy, I'm just going to be your pocket kitten. I'm going to give you the Lulu special. The safety of the Wukong so that Raptor doesn't have to immediately pull the trigger on the Cyclone, but Dplus Kia have an opportunity to try and push them out. Despite aiming and barrel being super low on HP, BFX cannot continue the Dragon. And that goes the way of the Dplus Kia. Is clear, getting solo killed by Xiu. That is first blood for the Rumble in the top lane, just even more quickly. However, first grub does go the way of BFX, and Lucid is going to get spotted by Clear. So this should give all the confidence to BFX to just go for all 3 grubs. Not sure if that was a missed opportunity by Dplus Kia off of the fact that they were able to get the solo kill.
Perhaps with the Galio as well. Could be mid lane here. Clear's here.
You know what? Clear says, I'm not winning my lane, so I'm going to help win yours, Vikla, as he comes in with the Hextech ultimatum, and Showmaker, you can try and distortion all you want. You cannot escape that ultimate. Vikla getting the first kill of the game with BFX. Get a chance to at least safely back off. Maybe a fight in the mid lane. Showmaker gets knocked up by the first cast of the Cyclone. Here comes the second cast. Showmaker's able to use the second cast of the Distortion to get away back to safety. As Lucid now flashing on top. Combo with the Wild Growth from Barrel. Nicely done. The coordination from Dplus Kia so precise and clean as BFX lose out on their star jungler.
Yeah, I really like this call. I think it was actually a pretty big mistake of DK to kind of delay this until it's really easy for them to make this transition, but it is just going to be that Drake for Rift Herald trade. This is a free thing on the map that BFX is able to get despite their lack of pressure, and I think they're going to be happy to be able to pick it up. This should get some of that gold that they were looking for back into their pockets.
Yeah, at least for Dplus Kia, they might be able to pick up first brick of the game, pick it up by himself. The rest of BFX starting to group up on the top side of the map. Not sure if there is a play that they can force onto Xiu's Rumble. He still has the flash available despite Hextech Ultimatum being available to Clear.
It's the most important thing in the world, and somewhere people don't care too much about it. I think both of these comps are kind of set up to potentially go for a big fight around that time.
Oh boy.
Showmaker?
Well, Showmaker has successfully dodged 2 Justice Punches. However, he is now behind enemy lines. Raptor going to close off his escape route, and Showmaker just might have to... Does he have teleport? Nope, he's just going to go for and execute under the tower.
He gets it.
And at least for him, yeah, he executes it.
Yeah, honestly, best case scenario for DK is they end up taking that top tier 1. And, you know, for Diablo here, he's going to have a hard time fully defending this. Aiming is just everywhere on the map right now, gathering gold in basically any situation. Lucid immediately makes his way down here. This is a second turret falling for DK, and all of a sudden Aiming, who really hasn't been involved in a lot of the action on the map here today.
It's an ulti for ulti trade, and now... Actually, that might be my mistake.
Here we go. Lucid.
Meanwhile, we're going to collapse onto the top side of the map. Vikla comes in with the Hero's Entrance, massive knockup, but it's the Wild Growth onto Lucid that provides a knockup of their own. Aiming, trying to go crazy into the backline. He gets stunned up by the concussive blows,
Raptor.
but it might not be enough. But Vikla and Raptor commit into the backline, punish Aiming for the overextension, and now Showmaker is on the run. Lucid trying to regroup with Xiu. Here comes the equalizer, but Raptor just dashes forward. That's the only way out of this fight. If they can find anything, it's through Clear on the top side. Raptor does get dropped, but it's a trade onto Lucid's Trundle, and now Xiu might be in trouble, but he's still holding his flash. He's trying to reposition with Showmaker and look for an angle back onto Diablo. Woohoo! The electrocute proc from the chains sends Diablo to the gray screen, and Vikla's going to be the next target. It's a double kill for Showmaker's LeBlanc. Nate super well in making sure that it wasn't a total wipe from BFX. Now, Xiu, however, still has flash available, but he's locked in the Hextech Ultimatum. Do they have enough damage to knock him out? Cyclone, oh, he flashed into the wall. Oh, Xiu. Tragedy in the topside river.
DK are going to try and at least contest this, but they're down a man.
Oh, Showmaker is going to be able to distortion over the wall, so he's safe behind the wall. He goes back in. He's half HP. BFX trying to burn down this dragon as safely as possible. Lucid ready to threaten for the steal. Goes in and he yoinks it away. Thanks for the leash. See Wyatt in the sign for Dplus Kia. Now, can they look for a re-engage? The target is Diablo. Gets the knockup down. This Lucian is under fire, but he's able to kite out, and he's got the safety of his teammates backing him up as Diablo is now safe. As he dashes over the wall, he wants to pop Showmaker once he gets out of the stasis. Trying to knock down the Magi Soul Stealer stacks. It's Kellen that picks up the shutdown bounty. Not ideal, but you know what? A kill's a kill at the end of the day.
Steal is huge. That soul point for Dplus Kia. It's not over.
Shiyu's revenge. He wants blood, and he's looking for BFX members. Lucid almost getting popped by Raptor. The redemption comes in. He gets bonked over the head. At least Shiyu is able to trade one back onto the Monkey King. And BFX and Dplus Kia definitely scrapping a lot in our first game of this upper semifinal, I should say. Still only about a third of HP off of the Otacon. Raptors making the long route ahead. They spot him out. They should just be able to burn this down quickly.
Zoned.
Kellen doesn't have Smite on the Cell Book either. Showmaker able to force Raptor out of the pit, but it's clear going into the back line. Shiyu is able to secure the Otacon for themselves, but Vikla's going hard
Raptor
alongside them. Raptor into the back line with the Cyclone. Showmaker trying to deter them off of the fight, but Diablo is able to find his first kill of the game onto Lucid. He gets a double, he gets a triple! And just like that, Diablo heard that we were talking mad crap about him, and he said, let me put on the carry pants right now.
A great Cyclone coming in from him in the fight, and Vikla, I think, as well, deserves a ton of credit for the way he ended up playing that on the Galio. But once again, it's the positioning mistakes that just come back to bite.
Clear's trying to hide from vision. Showmaker gets a peek into the pit and sees that the Camille was ready to spring a trap. Vikla still on the right side trying to prevent Shiyu from getting anything done, but he can still throw down an equalizer from this range. Vikla, I guess he's waiting for the hero's entrance right on top of Clear. There he goes, on to aiming, and Diablo sends it into the back line, ensuring that aiming is the first one to fall. Yeah, Shiyu picks up Kellen, but you've lost out on your AD carry, but Diablo gets popped by Showmaker's LeBlanc, and now
dead.
it's all fights for the dragon, but Raptor's gone. There's no Smite for BFX, and that's Chemtech Soul secured by Lucid. And just like that, it doesn't matter if you lose aiming, you still got Shiyu and Showmaker to be able to pick up the pieces and clean up the fight. That's the ace for Dplus Kia at 26 minutes.
Shiyu is massive right now on this Rumble. He is absolutely destroying this game, and it's not just the soul that they're going to be able to get from this. They're taking the Baron as well.
But we're breaking open the base through the bottom side of the map.
Yeah, they're trying to trade back gold, but this could be a game-ending kind of push from DK. They have plenty of ways to make this happen. Showmaker is so slippery in the mid lane. You basically have to give up your entire base, or you have to choose to fight right now. It's a really, really difficult place for BFX to be in. Clear is trying to back, but it's going to be way too late. This inhibitor is going to be gone.
DP from Clear. Oh, he's going for the deep flank. And I think Showmaker knows he's also TPing so that they can group up as 5 members and just try to burst their way through before Clear even gets there. And he can't even get there. He knows that the fight is already losing, so he's now forced to recall. It's a wasted teleport, and he's not going to even get there in time to stop the inhibitor from falling. Dplus Kia are going to try to push for the end.
At the very least, they weren't dropping like flies in that fight. Vikla's TPing!
Oh, TPing into the Nexus Tower for what, my guy? Dplus Kia now, they've already eliminated Raptor to 5-on-4. Diablo's forced to pop the Mikhails early to the credit of Kellen, just making sure that he doesn't get stunned up. But the Nexus turret is going to fall, and now it's just an open base for Dplus Kia to just smurf all over BFX and destroy one member after another. It didn't even look close in that final breach. Dplus Kia take the first game of the series.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.